Everybody wants to witness the Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria super fight. But ever since Islam advanced to welterweight, that ideal bout has seemed increasingly unattainable. However, there are a few crucial conditions that might make this war very real very soon. So it might not be as far off as people assume. First of all, as we already know, Ilia is not permitted to pursue Islam by traveling up to 170. According to Topuria, Dana White informed him straight out that they don't want him to compete at welterweight just yet. Therefore, that choice is not available. All that remains is for Islam to collapse once more. However, at this moment, Islam has stated unequivocally that he intends to remain at welterweight and defend his title there. This is when things start to get interesting. Islam has a good probability of going back to lightweight if he loses versus Jack Della Maddalena. And in that case, the Topuria fight is the most sensible and significant next step. Islam versus Ilia for supremacy in lightweight. The fans would blow up. This is why the impending altercation with Jack Della is far more important than most people think. Kamaru Usman has stated publicly that Jack has a genuine chance, despite the fact that the majority of supporters are dismissing JDM. Conversely, Daniel Cormier recently argued Kamaru on a podcast, claiming that Islam's wrestling is superior and that JDM won't even comprehend its levels.
He'll get takedown attempts coming at him very early, this time. The last fight, he didn't have to deal with that when he was fresh. If Islam can start to pressure him early and take him down early, or even just make him wrestle, he might struggle. We've seen before him get taken down, but I don't know that he's ever felt anything like he's going to feel, because it's not going to be double legs and single legs with Islam. It's going to be him playing with his feet, tripping him, moving around on the octagon side, doing things that he don't recognize as freely. What makes a person really good in wrestling in mixed martial arts? If I shoot a double leg, there's a very good chance they're going to defend. But if I shoot a single, boom, put you to the fence, I grab a single, then I will pull you off the fence, and then I run you back to the fence with a double. Now the guys start reaching and grabbing stuff, then they start doing that weird stuff like coming over your head, almost giving their back. They start doing weird stuff because they don't understand wrestling in that second level, in the third level. They keep doing all those things to give them way too much information.
In a recent podcast interview with Brian Ortega, Paddy Pimblett didn't mince words when he revealed why he still despises Ilia Topuria and why that animosity isn't going away. Paddy asserts that the feud will never be resolved, even if he fights and defeats Ilia. He stated unequivocally that nothing would make him stop hating El Matador, even after the battle. Paddy claims that the episode in which he made divisive remarks on Georgia and Russia is the main cause of it. Paddy asserts that he clarified his meaning and that his remarks were taken out of context following the criticism from Georgian fighters and fans. He maintains that he never intended to disparage Georgians or bring up their tragedy. However, in spite of his, Paddy explains that Ilia has persisted in acting as though he intentionally disregarded Georgia politically, and that is the source of his lingering animosity. Paddy takes it personally since he believes Ilia understands his meaning, but nevertheless distorts it for the story. However, Paddy did state that Georgia was terrified by Russians, and depending on your interpretation, that statement alone has significant weight. Therefore, it's not as though Topuria is only making this up. Furthermore, Ilia hasn't changed his mind at all. El Matador issued a harsh warning in a recent interview with TMZ Sports, calling Paddy one of the easiest fights at 155 and stating that he will do whatever he wants with her in the cage.